It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Sleep, oh glorious sleep. It has to be the single most important thing we can do for our health, allowing our body to rest and recover, giving it the time it needs to repair itself. But due to very uncertain times, we are battling with a range of emotions at the moment, and getting those 8 hours of shut-eye seems, well, quite impossible in my case, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate. We're about to chat now to sleep expert Dr. Dale Ray on the benefits of a good night's rest and why this is so important for our health, for our immune system, for the whole system. Doctor, so good to be connecting with you. I got to say, you do look well rested this morning. I hope that's the case.
Thanks very much, I am.
I'll kick it off right away. I mean, this past few months haven't been easy for anybody. A lot of people's sleep patterns, I mean, a new dad, that must have taken off for you. But, you know, what are some of the challenges people experience when it comes to their sleep and the patterns associated with it?
So it's quite varied, but I would say that in the given times, probably one of the biggest things that we are seeing that's playing out is anxiety. If we take all other medical conditions aside, if you want to break sleep, you can just pop a bit of anxiety into the mix. And I think nobody has escaped the anxiety of these current times that we are undergoing in terms of COVID and the stress related to that.
Completely. I mean, we've been lucky enough to interview people from right across the world. It doesn't matter who you are, politician, rock star, sports star. Our experience of life has been very similar. Lots of time with our kids, lots of time at home, and lots of anxiety. On the flip side of that coin, we know that sleep is important, but maybe you can reinforce just how important sleep is and what is considered a good night's rest.
It really does underpin so many aspects of your health. It underpins physical health, psychological or mental health, and it also allows us to be the best version of ourselves in terms of our mood, our memory, our grumpiness or lack thereof. It enables us to be productive and effective at work or in the environment that we need to be to earn money and to do those types of things. So it's got lots of short-term benefits. If we are well slept, we feel great, we interact with other people well, our immune system is on its absolute A game, etc. And in terms of long-term, if we don't get good sleep, we're at much higher risk of developing a number of cardiometabolic diseases, and it also has a large impact on our mental health.
You touched on it briefly, Dr. Ray, but what role does sleep have in, you know, maintaining a good health and also a healthy immune system?
It's not just hitting that sort of sweet spot that you might have for your own best sleep duration. So guidelines are that we need 7 to 9 hours of sleep. We know it's different for each one of us. We know some of us have longer, some of us have shorter needs. But actually more important than that sleep duration is probably the quality of sleep that we're getting. So it needs to be consolidated. So one single sleep, not too much napping happening if possible. New dads are accepted from that. And it needs to be more or less in line with your body clock. So it needs to be sort of at a time of day when you feel it's easiest to fall asleep and wake up. And it needs to be preferably somewhere between sunset and sunrise. And the reason it's so important for your immunity is that while we sleep, there's a part of our immune system which is activated, which actually starts to make the molecules that we need to defend against the pathogens or viruses to which we were exposed to during the daytime, so that we can fend off these viruses and be healthy.
All of this being said, and I say this with a wry smile, obviously being the dad of a 7-month-old baby, sleep comes at a premium for me right now. But what tips do you have to help people get a good night's rest?
So there are probably 3 things here. The first thing is to make sure that there's no underlying illness and it could be a physical illness, a mental illness, or any medication that you're taking that is interfering with your sleep. So as much as possible, you want to make sure that all of those needs are addressed or under control. And as much as possible, we need to schedule our day so that we can be active and awake and alert and then sleeping at times that are best for our body clock. So if you're a night owl, you might find you need to wake up later. You don't have much of an appetite in the morning, eat later, exercise later, do your mental sort of cognitive work later, and have a later bedtime. And the best really is if you can find a schedule that works for you like that, it's actually you working with your biology as opposed to against it, and you're much more likely to have better quality sleep then. The other thing that I challenge people to do is to actually try to prioritize sleep. So very often we've got a 24-hour day, limited time, many sort of things that we need to do, And the easiest thing to do is to deprioritize sleep. So if you can find that time that allows you to firstly decompress at the end of the day from your stresses, disconnect from people and from social media, you're definitely going to be in a much better position in order to have a better sleep.
Dr. Dale Ray, I want to say this. I'm so glad that we didn't consult with Dr. Google, because this is some sound advice. We're probably going to be rested after this conversation for all the tips and advice that you've given us. So thank you so much for taking out the time just to answer all our burning questions with regards to this. So thank you again.
You're so welcome.
I've got to make it a priority. I've got to do it, man. I've just got to do it. You know, we put so much focus on our eating and our exercise and all these other things, but sleep is probably more important. It informs everything in our overall health and well-being, certainly our immune system. Here's the good news. Now it's time to hear from you. IMMUENZA is giving away some amazing experiences up to the value of 5,000 Rand each. We're talking about skydiving, personalized food experiences with your own private chef, advanced driving, even shark cage diving. All you have to do is reply to the IMMUENZA competition post on the Expresso Facebook page or our Twitter page and tell us, how do you manage stress? Make sure to use that hashtag IMMUENZA. The competition closes tonight at midnight. So all the terms and conditions that do apply can be found on expressoshow.com. Good luck.